Hi, I'm Erin Wilson from Crime Force, sports anchor and reporter and host of Red and Gold Zone, and you're watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.
Fielder Mark Anthony Kaye, who upon replay apparently had the game-winning assist, as Jack got credit for tipping it in. Again, Quakes moving on to the quarterfinals. We'll start first with a question from Paula Murray.
Congratulations for this season, the goal, what is going through your mind? And I was talking to you on Saturday about what was the key to have a positive result lately. Now, 6 games, 6 positive results. How do you guys carry that mentality for tonight's game? And congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The goal, Preston did a really good job to hold the ball up, and I realized that if I made a run forward, he could play me into the box. My first touch took me a little wide, but I knew, if I just get the ball in a good area, my teammate will put it in. I'm happy for Jack that he was able to score. He's been working really hard, and, guys like that deserve the spotlight, So happy for him to get his goal, happy for us to win. And, yeah, like you said, the 6 results, positive results, I think I told you on the weekend, it's just the determination of the group. Guys are bonded together, chemistry is working, and you have a full team who want to play and do well when their number gets called, and that happened again tonight. It took us a little while to break the deadlock, but at the end we win the game, and we use all our subs. It's a full team effort, so proud of everyone.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead, Casey.
Yeah, congrats on the win. How satisfying was it for you to come on in such a critical moment and then get to that goal?
Yeah, like I said, we have to. All of us on the team have to be ready when our number gets called. I knew I needed to go in there and kind of bring some tempo to the game, help us build out, but also switch play. And, if I had an opportunity to get forward, why not try and score or get an assist? So happy the game went the way it went. And kudos to the guys who, played the entire match. It was a hard-fought match. But, again, I think our entire team were so good and so deep that the subs can come on and change the game all the time. So, yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
All right, so when you guys did get that goal, 116, were you anticipating a shootout, or were you looking for maybe a shootout might be in our cards?
If once we got the goal?
No, right before the goal.
Yeah, obviously that's in the back of your mind, but, you're at home, so you're trying to push the game. Obviously, you want to win in regular time, 90 minutes. We couldn't do that, and then you want to win in the extra time. Penalty shootout is a coin flip. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we were really excited to be able to score when we did. I think it kind of doesn't give Portland an opportunity to get back in the game. So yeah.
Go ahead, Robert.
Cup games like these tournaments can sometimes be a distraction.
Correct.
But Bruce talked to us and mentioned how, especially for this organization, and you're new as well here in San Jose, that hasn't had a lot of success. There's a lot more weight being put behind it, a lot more talk about it. How is that kind of registering with you and your teammates with regard to this competition? Yeah,
obviously, a lot of us have come in here, with Bruce leading us to change the culture and bring back a winning mentality. So whenever you have an opportunity to play for a trophy, you take the game seriously, and you can see that obviously with the way Bruce talks to you guys about the Open Cup. It's a historic tournament. Who doesn't want to win it? So when you have the opportunity to have to win games at home to keep your chance alive, you want to do that, and it's the same thing in MLS. So yeah.
Go ahead, Marco.
When you received the ball from Preston, were you at an angle to maybe could have did a one-timer at that
point?
I
thought about it, but I know Max very well. I know the keeper very well. I've played with him at the national team for years, so I knew that he was ready for a one-touch shot, and I think if I took my first touch, it would kind of set him in a way where he wasn't ready for what would happen next. And if you saw on the goal, he overcovered the near post. So, but yeah, I did think about it. But I wanted to give myself a better opportunity to shoot or pass. So yeah.
And what does this do right now with the confidence? Is it at an all-time high after these last 6 matches?
I hope it's high, but not an all-time high. I think our standards are super high, and yes, we've won games where we've also tied games. So we're in a good spell, and we have to keep going. We have to stay humble, and take care of the next game. But the guys definitely feel good, but the work continues.
Casey.
talked about the depth a little earlier. You guys have had some pretty significant injuries and absences these past few games. Again, what is that, or how do you feel that like you guys can still get these results even with kind of a bits and pieces of the team?
Yeah, no one knows how hard every player on the team works other than the guys inside this building. So it's unfortunate we have so many injuries, like you said, but there's always guys ready to step up. Training is important. The competition here is important. So yeah, it's part of football. Injuries happen, and that's why you have a squad of 29 players and not a squad of 12 players. So we'll continue to perform and push the standards, and hopefully more guys get healthy, and then it makes it even harder on the coaches to select 11 players. Yeah.
Paul,
You guys coming from a busy schedule.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys overcome to be to kind of overcome the pressure and stay focused? And again, what was the key for that thing?
Yeah, I think you're right. The schedule is busy. Sometimes that's a positive when things are going well, because you just get on to the next game and you take the momentum from one game into the next. Like I said, I think the biggest thing is just the quality and the depth of our team. Being able to play different 11s, 3 days apart is huge. Some teams in the league can't do that. So that's kudos to the coaches, the players, management, to have a squad that you can rotate like that and still compete at a high level. And yeah, the schedule gets busy, but this is football at the highest level. In Europe they do it all the time, so it's fine.
Any more questions? Michael, and then Robert will call.
All right, so what's your overall mood of the season so far? I know it's still early, but coach coming in for his first year here, and this atmosphere being in the Silicon Valley. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about the overall scenario so far?
Yeah, I think it's good. You always, sports is a game of comparison, right? So when you look back at last year, where we are right now is a lot better. But like I said, it's the standards that we're holding ourselves to, and we want to continue to be a better team. So I think it's good right now. I think, if you asked a lot of players or staff in this locker room and in the building, they would say that there's definitely things we can do better. And we've dropped points, we've lost games. There's games we could have won. It's part of the game. But yeah, so far so good. And we got to just continue to get better week by week. So yeah.
And last one, Rob.
I want to compliment you on your classic football jersey.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any interest in tomorrow's?
Big interest. Yeah, I'm a big Manchester United supporter, so it's a big opportunity for us to, I say us because I feel like I'm part of the club since I was a kid, but to win a trophy and to get back to Champions League football. So yeah, big game at 12 p.m. tomorrow.
You found one of the rare blue.
I know. Phil actually commented on it before the game, so he said it was one of his first jerseys, so pretty cool. Yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good night.
Hi, I'm Warriors host Ari Waller. Please follow us and subscribe to Bay Area Sports Wrap.